Will a proposed apartment high-rise block out a Seattle treasure? We can all think of hidden treasures that shouldn't be. One of them is in downtown Philadelphia. Until 1987, anyone wanting to build taller than the hat on the William Penn statue atop City Hall was forbidden to do so under a gentleman's agreement. The pact collapsed, and today, from many street-side vantages, towers obscure the city's founder. A similar situation looms next door to a Seattle jewel. We speak of one of several gateways to Seattle Center, next to the elegant Pacific Science Center, a legacy building of the 1962 World's Fair. The northeast corner of busy Denny Way and the side street of 2nd Avenue North was not always notable. In the early 20th century, the uphill site was largely empty. In 1946, a commonplace two-floor structure with a dental clinic took shape. Remodeled in 1955, it housed insurance, CPA, and other offices until 1998. That's when the Science Center built a partly underground, three-floor, 130-spot parking garage on the L-shaped lot wedged between the center and the intersection. Still visible from the streets were the center's exterior walls, whose curves mirror the graceful lines of its signature arches. Over time, lush trees on Denny gradually obscured the walls, but the corner remains a low-rise pedestrian sanctuary compared to its developed surroundings, and a few hundred feet up 2nd Avenue, low-level topiary allows the center's western wall to stay visible and welcoming. Watchdogs of Seattle aesthetics and history are spotlighting a project that would change all of that. The financially troubled Science Center sold the L-shaped garage in 2019 for $13.9 million to an investor group tied to the Space Needle and Climate Pledge Arena. The group proposes to use the site's 80-foot height limit to construct an 8-floor, 151-unit apartment building. At a June 26th City Design Review meeting, project designer Allison Orr called the building a really positive addition to the neighborhood, which she labeled the cultural heart of Seattle. But firm public opposition arose in a dozen comments, including from Historic Seattle and Friends of Yamasaki, named for renowned Science Center architect Minoru Yamasaki. The latter group said the building would intrude on the Science Center's design, block views of its facades, and dominate the corner. In short, it would be much too large. The design panel voted 3-1 to send the project to its next stage of city review. The lone dissenter, Seattle artist Nori Sato, said the plan portends a massive presence that is missing any articulation that brings delicacy. The dispute may boil down to this: without an alluring pathway, how do we find the treasure? In our first then photo, shown on March 28, 1956, a former dental clinic building housed the George T. Newell Insurance Company in 1955 to 1967, the John Hancock Insurance Building in 1967 to 1976, and Frall and Peasley CPA in 1977 to 1998. In our second then photo, a just-built two-floor building with a dental clinic stood at the northeast corner of Denny Way and 2nd Avenue North on March 18, 1947. Today, on the northeast corner of Denny Way and at left 2nd Avenue North, an 8-floor apartment structure with 151 units and 90 underground parking spaces is proposed for construction. Here, a white Seattle police car blocks the intersection during the June 30th Pride Parade. Also today, this east-facing view along 2nd Avenue North shows the entry of Pacific Science Center's parking garage and its west wall, which would be blocked by a proposed 8-floor apartment building. Also today, the design concept for the L-shaped northeast corner of Denny Way and 2nd Avenue North shows an 8-story, 151-unit apartment building to replace a low-rise parking garage. Also today, this aerial view shows the L-shaped apartment building that would rise next to Pacific Science Center on the northeast corner of Denny Way and 2nd Avenue North. Finally, pedestrians walk east along Denny Way. The Pacific Science Center and its garage are behind the trees, some of which would be lost in construction of an 8-floor apartment building at 200 Denny Way to be readdressed as 100 2nd Avenue North.